Hello everyone, tonight is my last night on board the Norwegian Prima. I'm almost at the end of an 11-day cruise. It's been absolutely unbelievable. Got my suitcase out, need to pack because disembarkation is tomorrow in Reykjavik, Iceland. It is currently 1:14 a.m. and in around 8 hours I'll be leaving the beautiful Norwegian Prima. So I just wanted to do a quick review of this cruise, review of the ship, review of everything, because I paid $600 for this 11-day cruise. That's about $55 per day for everything: entertainment, accommodation, travel, food. Everything is included. That's why cruising is so great. If you've never taken a cruise before, I highly recommend it. And I'm going to tell you about my experience on board the Norwegian Prima. This is the itinerary for this cruise. The cruise started in Southampton, England. Then we went to Bruges, Belgium, Amsterdam, Netherlands, 3 ports in Norway, and then 3 ports in Iceland. I will quickly talk about the ports. The first 2, Bruges and Amsterdam, they're okay. Nothing special in my opinion. We were very lucky with the weather this time of year. I'll talk about that later with Norway and Iceland, but we had good weather for the whole time, and I think that would be very different in all of these ports really. But yeah, Bruges and Amsterdam, nothing special. If we didn't go to those ports, I'd be okay with it. The 3 ports that we went to in Norway: Bergen, Geiranger and Iceland. Definitely visit these ports. Geiranger, by far the best. 100%, one of the most beautiful places I've ever seen in my whole life. Geiranger, Norway, absolutely beautiful. Bergen, very nice, and Iceland, very nice. Very nice weather this time of year and very nice people. Expensive places though, okay, very expensive places, the same as Iceland, but Norway, very nice place. I've been to Oslo before and I made a video about it, and I said I don't like Norway because I don't like Oslo, and I had so many Norwegian people not like that comment. They said don't judge the whole of Norway on Oslo, and I was like, how can you not judge a whole country on the capital city? I just didn't understand it, but now I understand it, okay? Because these 3 ports, amazing, like especially Geiranger. Absolutely go to Geiranger. Beautiful place, one of the, I would say, top 5 most beautiful places I've ever been to in my whole life. And I'm definitely going to say these incorrectly, so if you're Icelandic, I'm sorry. And we went to Akureyri, Iceland, Ísafjörður, Iceland, and Reykjavik, Iceland. Absolutely amazing places. Iceland is just a place that absolutely fascinates me. One of my favorite countries in the whole world. I would say Ísafjörður is probably my favorite Icelandic port that we went to. Very nice. Not much to do there, to be honest, but it looks beautiful, and I would love to visit again. I honestly can't wait to come back to Iceland because it's just fascinating. One of the most interesting places, one of the most unique places in the whole world. If you have an opportunity to take a cruise to Iceland, 100% do it. Norway as well, but Iceland is special. Like I said, I did pay $600 for this whole cruise, everything included. All the vlogs are there. Go and watch them if you haven't already. I have a vlog in every single port. Every single day I was on board, there's a vlog there, so go and watch it because it's been a great experience. Okay, it's been absolutely unbelievable. Next, I want to talk about the service. Norwegian Cruise Line, absolutely amazing. Absolutely zero complaints. Amazing crew. If you ever take a cruise, please be kind to the crew. They work such long hours and they're away from their families for a long time. They have 0 days off. I used to be a crew member. I know what it's like to work on ships. They have a contract 5, 6, 7, 8 months. They work every single day. Okay, every single day with no days off, 7, 8 months, and they're working 12 hours, 14 hours sometimes. Please be kind to the crew. During this cruise, I've witnessed so much bad attitude towards the crew members. They are not your servants. They're there to make sure you have a good time, but respect them. They're human beings. They're people. Just because they're working, just because you paid for a service, that does not give you the right to disrespect them. They're human beings. Please be kind to the crew because they do an amazing job. Norwegian Cruise Line, Norwegian Prima, absolutely amazing. I had so many great interactions with the crew members on this ship. Another thing about the crew, please fill out those forms where you can give a compliment to a crew member, or I think they're called a cruise hero. please fill these out just so they get recognition for doing a good job. And I know it's their job to do a good job, but they deserve recognition. Okay, I've given a few during this cruise for having good interactions with the crew members. Please do that. Okay, if even if it's your stateroom attendant, your waiter, or just someone that you bumped into and you had a good interaction, please write notes, because they do get rewarded for that, and it means a lot to them, and it helps them a lot in their career. So don't underestimate how much power you have to make a crew member's day and to help them, okay? Because they do absolutely anything to help you. So it's just a little token of appreciation. Going back to the ports just a little bit, I had 0 excursions, I had 0 tours, because I booked this cruise 2 days before the departure date. That's why I got such a great price, $600 US. So I had nothing planned in the ports, and that was okay for most of the ports, but a few of the ports, there's not much to do unless you have an excursion, to be honest. And if you want to walk around the city, that's okay, but like Iceland, it takes less than an hour to see everything within the city. So you can go whale watching, you can do, there's a lot of stuff to do. So I would highly recommend doing a lot of research. If you're going to do this itinerary, do a lot of research on the ports, because some of them, great, you can walk around the city, absolutely no problem, but some of them, there's not much. And I did hear some people complaining that there wasn't much to see in these cities unless you have an excursion, but you know, that's up to you. You need to do your research, and everyone knows what this itinerary is like. Everyone knows these are very small fishing villages. They're very small towns. Like Geiranger, Norway, 300 people live there, and they get 900,000 visitors every year. Half of those are in cruise ships. So definitely do your research, book excursions for most of these ports, because not much to do unless you have an excursion. Back to the Norwegian Prima. Food, absolutely amazing. I have absolutely no complaints about the food that I've had on this 11-day cruise. I never ever paid extra for the specialty dining. I just went to the crew dining rooms, which I was so happy with. It's definitely enough for me. I went to the buffet. They have a pub called The Local. They have a Indulge food hall, which is 7 restaurants in one. So you just pick and choose whatever you want from each menu. Absolutely great. And they had 2 main dining rooms as well, Hudson's and the Commodore room. And then of course the buffet, which we've already talked about, but no complaints at all. If you want to pay more and go to the specialty dining, great. They have a steak restaurant, they have Italian, they have Japanese, they have sushi, they have seafood. There's a lot of extra stuff if you want to pay for it. If you don't want to, no problem. There's already so many options for you in terms of food. If you are not familiar with cruising, yes, everything's included. Every single thing is included. I didn't pay a single penny for food in the last 11 days because everything's included on the cruise, unless you do a specialty dining, of course, which you want to do it, great, but I don't need it. And everything's included. If you want to have 3 dinners every single day, you can do that. Nobody's going to stop you. If you want to have 5 ice creams, you can do that. Nobody's going to stop you. You eat whenever you want. There's always food available. The service is always great. There's always something open. Okay, the pub is open 24 hours. So it's currently, 1:24 a.m. I can go there right now and get food. So there's always food available if you want it. Next, let's talk about the ship in general, the Norwegian Prima. It is very, very small. When you compare the Norwegian Prima to these mega ships, Icon of the Seas and Symphony of the Seas, these other ones, I think the Icon of the Seas is 3 times bigger than the Norwegian Prima. But that doesn't mean that they are better. Don't rule out smaller ships. Just because they're smaller doesn't mean that they're not as good as the big ones. And also, just because a ship is new, that doesn't mean it's going to be better than an old ship. This ship, Norwegian Prima, is only 2 years old. It's brand new. 2 years. Some of these other cruise ships are like 20 years, 25 years, and they keep getting refurbished. Every few years, every single cruise ship goes into something called a dry dock, which means they take the ship out of the water and they do some renovations. They might change a restaurant, they might add a slide, they might, painting, whatever they need to do. But this ship is brand new. Okay, you can definitely tell it's very, very clean, very, very elegant, but it's very small. Okay, the atrium is 3 stories, which I like, but the atrium's tiny. It's so small, and you definitely will get lost because most of the time on ships you can walk around both sides of any deck to get to the other side, to get to the back of the ship or the front of the ship. You can't do that here. Next, let's talk about activities on the ship. Norwegian Cruise Line will charge you for everything. If you want to play mini golf, it's not free. I've never heard a ship charge you to play mini golf, but it's going to cost you $5 to play mini golf. They have dartboards, which I think are $10. Go-karts. We have to talk about go-karts. So I actually won a free ride on the go-karts because I'm cruising solo. I've been on this ship alone for the last 11 days. We'll talk about that in a second, and every single day at 5 p.m. they have a solo travelers meeting, and I think on this ship there was like 50 or 60 people traveling solo. And I won a scavenger hunt. Me and my team won a scavenger hunt, so that means we won one free ticket to go on the go-karts. Usually it's $15, and for $15 you get 8 minutes. Would I pay $15? Yes, once. I'm glad that I did it, but I wouldn't do it again. It's great just for the experience, but I don't think it's like, oh my gosh, that was so amazing, I really can't wait to do it again. It's not like that. It's great, you know, go-karts on a cruise ship. I was literally driving like this, like looking around at the sea, and it's a unique experience, definitely, but I think it's a one and done. It's really one and done. I have no idea why they chose $15. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money, because if you have, let's say you have a family of 4, they're going to be paying $60 to ride the go-karts for 8 minutes. I think it's too much in my opinion, because if you made it $7 or $10, you get so many more people on there. But yeah, go on there once just to experience it. Next, let's talk about what it's like cruising solo on the Norwegian Prima. I had such a good experience with the solo travelers during this cruise. There were so many nice people. I was definitely the youngest one there, so just remember that, because these longer cruises, the demographic is going to be mostly older people, because families, young people, they can't get time off work, they can't get time off school to go on a long cruise. So if you go on a transatlantic cruise, or if you go on a cruise longer than maybe like 7 days or 10 days, the demographic's going to be older, unless it's in the summer, of course, because kids are off school and it's a completely different ball game. But yeah, this cruise was in June, and the demographic was definitely older. 90% Americans. That made the cruise interesting. But yeah, 90% Americans, maybe 5% British, Australian, a few Chinese, Canadians too. If you're thinking about doing a cruise solo, you're not going to be alone. If you want to stay alone, great. Nobody is going to argue with you. Nobody's going to bother you. If you want to stay alone, great. Do whatever you want to do. It's your vacation. Do whatever makes you happy. But there's so many people in the same boat as you. There was 50 or 60 solo travelers on this cruise, and people were making plans to go to dinner together. We went to the shows together. Every single day at 5 p.m. we had a solo travelers meeting. People went there, talked about their day, made plans for the next day, and it was so good. It was really, really good. And I was definitely apprehensive about going there, because I knew I was going to be the youngest one, because this itinerary is a long itinerary, and there was like some 60, 70, 80-year-old people, and I'm sitting there talking to like an 80-year-old grandma. And she's like, yeah, like I have grandkids, and like my husband just died, so like I still want to keep cruising, so like I cruise by myself. And I'm like, that's really cool. Like I'm just cruising because I want to cruise, you know. But they're very nice people. It doesn't matter how old they are, you know. Like it's not like I'm gonna be going to the club with an 80-year-old. That's a lie, because I did. That's the lie, because I did. Yeah, like we went to the party together. Like we went. A lot of people went on excursions together. And this is where it's very important to talk about Norwegian Cruise Line, because I'll talk about cabin in a second, but Norwegian Cruise Line has something called studio cabins. They're cabins designed for one person. And this is going to sound strange, but usually if you cruise alone, you're going to be paying for 2 people, even though you're alone, because most cabins are designed for 2 people. So if you cruise alone, you're taking the space of 2 people, so they're going to charge you for 2 people. Norwegian Cruise Line doesn't do that for the studio cabins. They're designed for one person, so you only pay for one person. I got a very, 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 very good deal on this inside cabin, because I booked 2 days before their departure date. Some people book their cruises a year, 18 months before their departure date, but I was only 2 days, so I got a great price on this inside cabin. I would like to get a studio cabin, because they have the studio's lounge. It's an area of the ship. It has teas, coffee, it has TVs in there. It's very big. I checked it out today. It's very big, and the only people that can access that is people staying in studio cabins. So you know, every single person in there is also a solo traveler. Let me say, just because they're traveling solo doesn't mean they're single. A few people have made that mistake, and you have no idea why someone is cruising alone. Like I was just talking about that lady, her husband just died, they cruise together, she wants to continue cruising. Another situation that I came across was a lady wanted to book a cruise, she didn't have anyone to book it with, all her friends are busy, so she just booked a cruise alone. Another situation was people's kids have grown up and they have no one to travel with, there was people getting divorced, and then there's me. There's literally me sitting there like, yeah, I want to cruise solo because I don't have anyone to travel with, and I don't want to hang around waiting for someone to travel with, so I just book cruises and I go. This is my second solo cruise on Norwegian Cruise Line. I also cruise on a Norwegian Getaway. Completely different experience, completely different ship. And I'll talk about that another day, because the getaway was very, very different. But yeah, if you want to cruise alone, just do it. Life's too short. Life is way too short. I think the oldest solo traveler on this cruise was 98. Yeah, people got together every day at 5 o'clock, talked about our day. I did this excursion today, and next time I want to do this, and yeah, I bumped into this person. It's a very, very good time to get your social time in, because like I said, if you want to stay alone, great, absolutely great. There was many solo travelers that never ever joined us in the solo club, but that's all right. Like I said, it's your vacation. Do whatever you want. That's the whole point of travel. You do it your way. One last thing about solo travel dining. Like I said, people are making dinner plans every single day. Oh, do you want to go to this restaurant together? I have reservations here. Let's go together. Great. You know, I have no problem eating alone at all. You know, do people look at me? Yes. Do I care? I absolutely don't care. I don't care. They can think whatever they want. It doesn't affect me in any way. Them judging me says more about them than it does about me. I don't care. Life goes on. Life's too short to give. I was gonna curse then, but life's too short to care what other people think about you. Go out there, have some fun, eat dinner alone, go with a solo club, make friends on the ship. There's so many opportunities. Just grab a drink, go and sit at the bar, and you're gonna be talking to people, making friends. Around the pool, I didn't even go to the pool in this cruise just because it was. That's another thing I want to talk about. The pool is this big. It's so small. I have no idea why Norwegian built such a small pool on this ship. I know the ship is small, but there's so much space up there. I never went in the hot tubs. I never went in the pool. I did one of the slides. I think there's 3 slides. One of them's water and 2 of them are dry. I only did one of the dry slides because, I mean, they were closed most of the time because of the weather. It's very, very windy. But yeah, overall this cruise has been so good. I think one of the things I will always remember for the rest of my life is the midnight sun. Right now, like I said, it's 1:36 a.m. We're in Iceland. We're actually docked in Reykjavik, and it's sunny outside. The light's still out. The sun does not set in Iceland in summer because they have the midnight sun. So it's literally 24 hours of sunlight. A few days ago, me and a few people that I've met, we were just sitting at a bar, and I was just glaring outside the window because it was like midnight, and I was like, guys, I just saw a whale jump out of the water. And they was like, no. I was like, I promise you, let's go on the deck right now. We're gonna see a whale. We went out there and the whale literally jumped out like it was. We saw the big fin. I think we think we saw 2 whales. One was like the mom, and then the baby was with the mom. Amazing experience. Amazing. Just the scenery on this cruise has just been unbelievable. Like, you can see that in another vlog, so go and watch the previous vlogs to see that. So I think that's it. I'm going to show you my cabin quickly. So I have an inside cabin, and I just want to show you where it is. So I'm on deck 13, and you can see that these are balcony cabins up here. So all the cabins go this way. This is the corridor, but my cabin is sideways. So my cabin is bigger than these ones. So I got very, very, very lucky. So like I said, I'm cruising alone, so all this is for me. So big bed, very, very good. They have USBs, they have outlets on the sides. Here's a desk here. Excuse the mess, I'm packing because we need to disembark tomorrow, so I'm getting ready to go. Here's a safe fridge. There's a fridge in there, storage here. 4 hangers to hang up your stuff. Excuse the mess, but there's wardrobe here, another wardrobe here. There's a safe in there too. And then the bathroom. This cabin is huge for an inside cabin. It's absolutely massive because usually you don't get an inside cabin this big. Like, usually you get this area probably around to there, but I have this extra space because I'm on the side, because I'm the different cabin. That's me, 13807. So I think that's it. That's my experience on board the Norwegian Prima. If you have any questions, please write a comment or follow me on Instagram. Send me a message on Instagram. I reply to every single comment, every single message. And if there's anything you want to know, then let me know. I would love to do another cruise. I've had such an amazing experience on this cruise. It's been so good. It's been relaxing. It's been exciting. It's been amazing. And I really have no negatives. I've really been trying to think of negatives all day because I kind of want to balance it out. This was really good, but I really can't think of anything. Like, I really can't. I travel stress-free, so nothing really bothers me that much. But there's really been nothing that's ruined my day or made it a bad experience, honestly. So thank you so much, Norwegian Cruise Line. Thank you, Norwegian Prima. I'm going to be disembarking tomorrow. Who knows what's going to happen? Another adventure is definitely coming soon. And if you would like to see that, then hit the subscribe, because I'm going to be here. I'll be here. You know where to find me. Please like this video just to tell me that you enjoyed it. If it helped you in some way. If you want to ask me a question, then definitely ask me. I'll reply to every single comment. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you, Norwegian Cruise Line. Thank you, Norwegian Prima. Amazing 11 days. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.